What's going on, everybody? This is Justin Wolf from Wolf Customs. So I get a question quite a bit, and this is a particular question that I can absolutely answer, but I'm not going to. The question I get asked a lot is how I deal with particular predators, whether it be bear, wolves, mountain lion, whatever. And the reason I can answer them, but the reason I'm going to choose not to answer them is because I don't have those large predators in my area. You know, we might have a mountain lion occasionally, but they are not known to be here at all. We don't have bear, we don't have wolves. The only real predators we have in our area is coyote and bobcat, and neither of which are really dangerous to man. Obviously there are special circumstances and occasions, but for the most part you don't have to worry about either one of those. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start this video. This video is going to be about bears, okay? And what we can do to help ourselves avoid bears, number one, and protect ourselves from bears. To help me do that, I have solicited the help of the Otter Outdoorsman, Nate, and Nate is going to explain to us the steps that he uses to avoid bears. And that's what I'm going to do. I want, if you guys have a particular predator in your area, whether it be wolves, hogs, mountain lions, wolves, and you want to share your information, hit me up. We'll see about putting together a video and letting you do just that on my channel. It will be fun, I think. So, like I said, I'm not going to regurgitate information that I've only read in books or seen on TV. I want somebody that has actually had to deal with these things to give you guys the information. I think that's only fair. So I'm going to turn this video over to Nate and see what Nate has to say, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hi guys, my name is Nate and I'm the Otter Outdoorsman. I'm here on Justin's channel to teach you a little bit about bear safety and how to avoid having interaction with a bear and what to do when you run into one. I live in bear country, so we have some rules up here of what we can do, and I'm here to teach you about them. Up here in the northern hemisphere, bears are a very prominent predator. Now, being predators, they don't actually only eat meat. They're omnivores, and a lot of their diet actually comes from plant matter and what they forage. Now, that being said, they do eat meat, and a good amount of their diet does come from things like fish. Now, being scavengers, they have a very acute sense of smell, and they can smell food from miles away, including food that's in your camp. Now, different species likes different types of food, and they also have different interactions with humans. Black bears are generally a bit more docile towards humans, as opposed to grizzly bears, brown bears, and polar bears that can be a little bit more aggressive. Now, knowing which species are in your area is very important, and that's something to talk to your park ranger about. When you're going out and hiking, there's a few rules that you'll want to follow. And there are also some rules that you want to follow within a camp setting. I'm going to teach you these two different rules, and we'll see what happens also when you interact with a bear itself. Some of the main rules when hiking in bear country are very simple. You actually don't want to be quiet. I know some of us do like to enjoy nature, enjoy its silent beauty, but being silent can actually end up being slightly deadly. If you startle a bear, it will try and defend itself. So generally, you want to make your presence known, if not just subtly. I mean, there's the classic, "Hey bear," that you yell as you walk around. Hey bear. Hey bear. Hey bear. Later. Another thing you can do is, as you're walking, you can carry a bear bell or have an Nalgene bottle filled with pasta that you're gonna have for dinner that night that rattles as you walk. It may be a little annoying, but it tells the bears around you, hey, I'm here. You can also, as you walk around, sing. I mean, it's fun for the entire group you're with. It keeps everything lighthearted, and it's better than having a radio around. He's the Otter Outdoorsman. Let's go out and join him. These methods are a lot better than if you're walking around with a bullhorn saying, hey bears, I'm here. Don't take offense to me being here. Now, the other method is don't leave a bag open with food around while you kind of go to explore. Oh, I want to go see that rock face over there. Or I'm going to leave my bag right here as I go grab a drink of water from right there. If there's a bear around, you can investigate your bag and, well, you may lose your stuff. Now there's some rules within a camp that you'll have to set up, and I'm going to have to show you those as well. So a bit about camp safety. Now, the general rule is don't give the bear a reason to come to your camp. That means when you're done for the day, don't have any food in your camp. You can even prevent this by having a second camp where you do all your food prep, where you do all your cooking, and then have a separate camp where you sleep. Now, one of the things you should do, even if you have that food camp, is you either keep it in a bear box that's provided at a campground, or if you have to do it on the fly, it's something called a bear bag. Now, you can find normal bear bags, or you can use your backpack, you can use a dry bag. Anything that's generally airtight is very good for using, because then it prevents the smell from getting out. And you string it up sometimes about 20 feet up into the air where the bear can't get it, and you keep it about a quarter of a mile to generally about a quarter mile away from your camp. The other thing is make sure all food scraps are cleaned up, any clothes that you think got too much food on them, and make sure you don't have food in your tent, in your shelter, or in your sleeping bag. That's a good rule in general for animals, because I've heard a lot of stories, and I've known a lot of people who had woken up to animals in their tent trying to steal their food. I've even heard of a guy that had M&Ms stolen out from his pillow from a squirrel. So let me show you how to do the bear bag, and we'll get that going. So when you're setting up a bear bag, there's a couple things that you need. You need some form of bag, like this prototype bear bag by the Hidden Woodsman. You need a length of rope, and you need something to throw it with. I just chose the stick. What you'll need also is a good overhanging branch. Generally you want it higher than the one that's above me, but I'll set you up for that. But you want one that's higher, but I'm using this as just a good example. So what you'll want to do usually is you tie the rope to part of it with something like a bowline or some other good knot that will hold it there. And then what you'll do is you'll throw it over and then secure it to the tree. So I want to show you a good way of throwing it over. So once you've chosen the branch that you are going to put it over, you make sure it doesn't have a lot of scraggly branches to get in the way, and you take the rope and you take your object you're going to throw over and you throw over that branch. And then once that's over, sticking with the camera. So what you can do is then you pull the bear bag up, and you make sure it's hanging over it, and bring it down here. And what you just want to do is tie it off onto a tree, or you can counterbalance it with another bag, but you want to secure it some way that you'll be able to retrieve it afterwards. And you can use any series of knots that you so choose. truly the skies are the limit with knots. Use ones you're very comfortable with. Sometimes I'll just use just a normal securing knot, or I'll just use a trucker's hitch. And then basically once it's tied up, you're good to go. And it's good to go. So in the off chance that you actually do have an interaction with a bear, there's a few tricks you should remember. Now, if you see one at a distance and it just sees you, normally it'll sniff the air, it'll stand up, and it's standing, it's just to get a better sight of you. That's not a sign of aggression at first. Some other things they may do is try and check you out, or if they feel slightly threatened, they may do a false charge at you. Stand your ground at first and let it know that you're not a threat. Now, if you see a bear at a distance and it doesn't notice you, the best thing to do is back away slowly. Don't make any sudden movements, and most importantly, do not run. Bears are, as I said, they are predators, and because of this, they instinctually will chase you if you run. Now, while you're walking, you may run into a cub. Now, that is a very hazardous situation. And some of the things you want to do is first look around, see if you can see the mother. If the mother perceives you as a threat, she will charge you and she will attack. So the best thing to do is, again, back away slowly and leave the area, especially if you see the cub is alone, and especially if you see the mother. Now, there are some things that you're going to want to do if a bear is approaching you, and I'm going to get into that now. Now, if a bear attack is imminent and that bear is coming towards you, your response really depends on the situation. So, if the bear perceives you as a threat, or if it's a mother, the old adage holds true: play dead. What you want to do is lay on your stomach, put your hands behind your neck, and if you're wearing a backpack, keep that thing on, because it will protect your back if the thing does claw at you. Now, if it's coming at you for the food you have on you, or the backpack you have, the best thing you can do is throw that backpack on the ground and hope it goes for that as you slowly sneak away. Now, if you aren't sure why the bear is coming at you, and you think maybe it's for food, maybe it's because it, again, perceives me as a threat, the other trick is to make a lot of noise. Clap, yell, make yourself as big as possible. If you have things that make noise, use them. But if all else fails, fight back. If the bear is going to attack you and it wants you, and it looks like that thing wants you for food, use your backpack to swing at it, use a stick you're using to poke at it, or your walking stick. If you have bear mace, spray the darn thing. Just make sure you are downwind. And the other important thing is, if you have any firearms or anything like that, you can use those as well, because if that bear wants you, it will go for you. Generally, that case is mostly with grizzly bears and polar bears rather than black bears. Black bears are a little bit more wary of humans and are more prone to using the noise to scare them away than the grizzly bears would be for the noise scaring them away. Now, if the bear leaves and you're safe, the next thing to do is, if you still feel like you're in danger and you're able to, get out of there, get out of the area. Either leave the park, tell a ranger of what happened, or, tell someone that you had an interaction with a bear. Now, if you're deep in the woods, it may be smart to keep an eye out. If you have a friend, keep shifts with the fire at night if you're still going to be out there for a while. And just remember to be cautious and keep your head in a swivel for it. Now, these are some of the tricks they use if the bear comes at you, and hopefully the best thing to do is just make sure the bear doesn't come near you, because that animal, you're in its home and you want to leave that thing be. You want them to enjoy nature because they're very important in the ecosystem. Now, I hope these tips and tricks that I've shown you help to keep you safe when you're out in bear country. I want to thank Justin for having me on his channel. And remember, when you're out in their home, please respect them. They're beautiful creatures. Observe them from a distance. They're great to watch. Just remember, you're in their home and treat it as such. My name is Nate, and I'm the Otter Outdoorsman. You have a good day.